What's up, beautiful people? It's your girl Kathlena, and I'm coming to you with an update. What's up, everybody? I hope everyone is well. I hope all is well to everyone who is watching this video. If you are watching this video, you probably will find it relatable. And so this is not a video that I want to be making, but unfortunately I'm making it anyway. I'm going to go right into it because I don't want this video to be extra long. So first, here's the backstory, okay? In May, I had a pap smear, right? And oddly, on the same day of the pap smear, I had an extremely painful cycle that same night because I knew my period was coming before I went and got my pap smear. So I, tried to schedule it as quickly as I could so that I didn't have to wait until after my cycle was over. And so that same night, my cycle started and my pain, I kid you not, was like a 10. Okay. And I had never had a period that painful before. So I knew it was odd. So the first thing I did was I immediately changed my diet. The second cycle in June, this is all recent. So the second cycle after that in June, the pain was about a 9. It still kept me up during the night, but it was kind of manageable. But the bloating was like extreme. And so, keep in mind during this time I had changed my diet, but I had also started taking some herbs and some supplements and things like that to try to remedy the problem and ward off the pain while waiting to go to the doctor. So I went to the doctor this past week and we talked, and doctors always go through, good ones will go through a process of elimination to try to determine or get down to the root of the problem. And so after we spoke, she came to the conclusion of fibroids. So before I get into that portion, I want you to keep in mind that a few years back, I went vegan for about 6 months. And it was a hard process for me because the change of diet is absolutely real. But I wanted to do it and try it just to see how it was and if I would like it and if I would be disciplined enough with it. And I was disciplined for about 6 months. The issue with that was I had an extreme amount of hair loss during that time, during the time that I was vegan. And this is not to downplay or make, veganism negative, because it affects everyone differently. But for me, I had an extreme amount of hair loss and my nails were very brittle. So because of that, I'm like, I want my hair to stop falling out. I ended up going back into being a vegetarian, and then I ended up going back into being a pescatarian. And just recently this year, I started eating a little bit of beef and turkey, okay? And this is just recently. And so, that gives you a perspective of what my eating journey has been. So within the past couple of months, with this case scenario, I had to quickly drop all of the things that I liked eating. So, and no one talks about this, how sad it can be to dramatically change your diet, or drastically change your diet, for a health related reason, and you have to drop everything that you enjoy eating, and the alternatives don't hit right. They don't. People, try to make it seem like it's as enjoyable as possible, but the reality is that it's not as enjoyable as the real thing. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but So I dropped meat by 70%, and I dropped sugar and carbs by about 85%. That's where I am with it. So I have an ultrasound scheduled to try to figure out if it really is fibroids, because you can't go based off of what someone can't see. You have to rule out everything else. And so it could be a cyst, it could be endometriosis. You don't know that until you get your uterus checked out and get a ultrasound. So this is definitely a part 1. I will come back with a part 2 once it has been determined, and I can let you all know what's going on and what my options are and what I've still been doing in the meantime. So I'm gonna go over some of the supplements, the teas, and the oils that I've been using while I'm waiting to get this taken care of. Okay. There are so many different herbs that are out there that are geared towards cleaning the womb, shrinking fibroids and cysts and things like that. So I'm just gonna go over what I have right now, and that list may change later. First, I'm gonna go over the tea. And I have another tea video, but it was more geared towards like colds and stuff like that. First thing is black cohosh. Black cohosh. I read up on it. I've seen other reviews by other women, and it has been studied and proven to reduce or shrink fibroids by 30%. Black cohosh. The other one is cherry bark, wild cherry bark. Okay, and then when I get a chance in this brand right here, Celebration Herbals, I will go back and get the Chasteberry or Vitex herb when I get a chance. This is what this bag looks like. They are unbleached tea bags, and it's the real deal when you steep it. Another tea is this Powdarko tea. Okay, it is by a brand called Real Now, one of my favorite tea brands. If you like chai tea but don't like how strong it can be, this is a go-to. And the reason why is it's comparable to a fragrance. You know how there's a base fragrance and then a top note? This is the top note to chai. So it's a light, airish chai flavor without it being too strong, if that makes sense. So what's in here is Powdarko bark, chai spices, the ginger root, cinnamon bark, cardamom, clove buds, black pepper, and a natural chocolate flavor. This tea right here, it's amazing. Like, it literally makes my day. It's a very good tea. There's also another tea, same product line, Real Now tea, called Women's Righteous Tea, and it has raspberry leaf in it and rose hip. So I really like this one too. It's a very soothing type of tea. And then also lemon balm. You want to get some lemon balm too. Now, studies have also shown that green tea has the ability to also shrink a fibroid. Now, it's been said to get uncaffeinated green tea. Use what you have. Just know that the more green tea that you drink, it reduces your iron. It reduces your iron. So you need to be taking iron supplements or eating something that's high in iron in order to supplement what you're doing with the green tea. These are my go-tos. I have Bigelow, the green tea with ginger and probiotic version. And then I have the Bigelow matcha green tea turmeric. This has dandelion root, chamomile, nettle, turmeric, fennel, matcha green tea powder, cracked pepper, and natural cayenne pepper flavor. This right here is the business, okay? And it says it's a healthy antioxidant. Also, another favorite of mine is the Matcha Love. It's the Japanese matcha lemon verbena peppermint tea. It's another favorite of mine. But the big hitter is this jasmine green tea right here. I got this from a Asian market. It is loose leaf. It is the jasmine green tea, and it is amazing. I know I said amazing. Okay, so make sure you're getting the real jasmine green tea. Another one is sarsaparilla root, which cleans your blood. Then you have the dong quai for balancing as well. And then you have the dandelion root for filtering and cleaning out your liver. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to go over is the oils. Let me give you the backstory on this. Okay. I went to Marshall's and I saw this sitting on the shelf, and they had a few bottles there, and I was quite surprised that I saw some black seed oil sitting there on the shelf. This is the Heritage Store brand, and I bought maybe like 4 bottles because everyone knows that if you get a good bottle of black seed oil, you're gonna spend at least $30 on that one bottle. And I spent $40 for 4 bottles, and these are 240 milliliters each. Okay, so that was an amazing deal. I take a tablespoon a day of black seed oil. Anyone who knows about black seed oil knows its benefits. Look that up for yourself. Now, this video obviously is going over 10 minutes. If you have the patience, go ahead and continue to watch. The castor oil. Now, at first I started using the castor oil without a valid reason to use the castor oil. Well, I did have a valid reason. Let me take that back. I was shrinking my stomach fat with the castor oil, not realizing that later I would need it for something else. But I do use this when I get out of the shower. I rub it on my abdomen from the top of my girlfriend all the way up to my belly button. Okay, the next thing is oil of oregano. The oil of oregano keeps yeast out of your body. It will keep yeast out of your body. That's what it does. About 2 to 3 drops a day, you're good. There's a market by me called Fresh Thyme Market, and I know that every state and every area does not have a fresh thyme. But what I picked up was this parasite cleanse right here. And in the parasite cleanse, because you want to clean out your body when you're trying to ward off any type of cyst or fibroids in your body. You want to clean out your system too. Okay, so in here there's quassia wood, there's black walnut hulls, there is fresh garya herb, clove bud, and bayberry root bark. Okay, so what I do with this is I also purchased some I purchased some pomegranate juice. Okay, pure 100% pomegranate juice, and I put the 30 drops of this in the pomegranate juice, and I drink it in the morning first thing. After I've had maybe like 6 to 8 ounces of water, I'll do the cleanse with this and about 4 ounces of pomegranate juice. That is a cleanse for you. Trust me on that. Okay, so I'm gonna go into my supplements. My supplements are the Ray Vaginal Balance Probiotics. You wanna be taking a probiotic This is also a heavy hitter, okay? The Love Wellness Sparkle Fiber. So hear me out. A lot of women who have fibroids have been taking some type of enzyme to help eat away at the fibroid, right? And so this is my go-to. A lot of women take serapeptase. You can take a papaya enzyme, or just plain papaya enzyme. You can take bromelain, but if you mix it with other enzymes, it has a better effect or a bigger effect on what you're trying to do. So in this one, psyllium seed husk powder, then there's broccoli, and then there's spinach, celery seed powder, chia seed powder, flax seed powder, and kale. And then the enzyme blend, there's maltodextrin, myelase, bromelain, papain, protease, cellulase, and lipase. That is the enzyme blend. This works for me. This Love Wellness Sparkle Fiber, okay? So the next thing is going to be slippery elm. Make sure that you drink a lot of water to flush your system, and you can continue taking the slippery elm to clean yourself out and keep yourself hydrated and moist, okay? And then I forgot to mention that when you're doing the oregano oil, you can also take it in capsule form. If you don't feel like taking the drops, you can take the capsule, okay? So then this right here is another one of my go-tos. It's Echinacea Golden Seal Blend, okay? It's 900 milligrams, and I can tell that the Golden Seal actually works for me. Like you know your body enough to know what you're feeling on the inside of your body, right? So then the Echinacea Golden Seal works for me. Then I previously in another video talked about angry supplements. So let me run down this really quickly. Turmeric, ginger, bromelain with black pepper. Helps with inflammation. I had gotten this and taken it during my period, okay? Then there's the Everyday Wellness with elderberry. It also has echinacea, ginger, olive leaf, vitamin C, A, D, and B12. And then it also has some garlic bulb in it, as well as selenium and zinc. Okay, so keep that in mind. I do not take this every day, even though it says Everyday Wellness. I always take each of these spread out from each other, maybe 2 to 3 days per week. I also have this Herbal Defense in my collection here. It has olive leaf, spirulina, and astragalus. Again, 2 to 3 days per week. And it's rare that I take this because the magnesium in this is a heavy dosage, but it is the zinc, magnesium, and B6 right here. This is best to take before you go to sleep, to be honest, because it helps you sleep better. And then also I have this Stress Less supplement from Angry Supplements. No, this is not sponsored. I picked up all of these myself. I've taken all of them myself. Okay, so this has a lot in it. Zinc, magnesium, passion flower, hops flower, lemon balm, ashwagandha, hawthorn, rhodiola, L-theanine, and black pepper. Listen, the first time I took this, I thought I was high as a kite. That's all I'm going to say about that. So if you try to take this one, or you want to try this one, only take one first to see how your body's going to react and respond before you take 2. Take 1 the first day, 1 the second day to get your body acclimated to it, and then take 2 the next time you take it so that your body's already used to what's going on. The last thing, I also did a video on this. It's in my past videos, but Vibe Wellness, okay? This particularly is mood. And in this, there is gamma or GABA, GABA, L-theanine, ginkgo biloba, St. John's wort, chasteberry, which is important to your anti-fibroid regimen, and then wild yam. There's B6 in there, ashwagandha, lemon balm, and passion flower. So those are the ingredients in this. The sad thing about this supplement right here is that it is discontinued. You can't find it anywhere. And I have 2 boxes of this left. The dosage is 2 pills, and I only take 1 pill because I'm trying to spread it out as long as possible until it runs out. So back to my symptoms. Not only is it the painful cramping, but it's like you intermittently just feel like there's something heavy maybe on your ovary or in your abdomen. I haven't really gotten to a point where I'm peeing a lot yet, but I am getting into back and leg pain because sometimes fibroids, depending on where they're positioned or if it's a cyst, it can be pressed against your spine in a way that makes your whole body ache. Okay? So that's what I'm dealing with. Leg ache, back ache, painful periods, and then just a feeling of feeling full, and then also feeling tired. So with all of that combined, hopefully I can get the situation rectified. I would not want to do a hysterectomy. I would want to keep my uterus, just keep that in mind. And yeah, I know this video turned out to be longer than I expected it to be, but I did have to go over everything and all of the scenarios so that you all can understand the position that I'm in. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, please put them in the comments below and I will respond as quickly as possible. You all have an amazing day. I still feel good and I still feel optimistic about what is going on. So, keep that in mind as well. I'm still feeling okay. So yeah, I will see you all next time in part 2.